Hello there, Yuri is here, and welcome to Community Live. Here we talk with the amazing humans from the community world about their life journeys and learn from each other. And today we have a conversation with Akash Agrawal, a community builder by passion and profession, avid storyteller, meditator, violin player, and one of the nicest humans in the community world, who's always just a ping away. So, hello, Akash.
Hi, Yuri.
I'm super happy to talk to you. As I told you before the record, it felt for me like we're always here side by side. But finally, it's a great opportunity to get to know you better as a person from your human side. And once you wrote that you have so many hobbies and interests that sometimes you get confused if you really have a hobby or you are just excited and eager to learn everything. And I wonder, what is the difference between a hobby? How do you understand that? If it's a hobby or if it's just something you want to try?
Yeah, I also I'm also uh, confused about that thing. Like, how do you determine that? What how do you define a hobby? Like, if I try something, if I like something and I try it for a month or two,
Mm-hmm.
and then I lack the enthusiasm to keep it going, or something comes up and it gets left behind. Is it not a hobby anymore? Like, I can continue it afterwards, maybe after a break.
What is something that you recently started doing and keep doing till now?
Oh, so it's not I started doing recently. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I took a break from Spanish, learning Spanish, and thanks to, if you guys know Yuri, thanks to Yuri, I started it back, and again, thanks to him, I've been able to continue it with some of our quests.
It's so fun. It's really very nice. And uh, I feel like Duolingo is something that connecting people. It was Nokia before connecting people, but now I feel like Duolingo connecting
Yeah.
people. And it's weird how many people are learning languages and how many people are forgetting about it. And then when they know that other peoples are doing this too, they're jumping on that. And I wonder, why did you decide to start learning Spanish at all?
So like, I have always wanted to learn more than the basic languages that I know. That's Hindi and English.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the two languages that I use in daily needs. So I like, other than that, I also wanted to learn languages that not everyone knows, right? So I can converse with people who are not from English speaking countries or from India, like Hindi speaking country. So yeah, like Spanish was, I searched what's the most spoken language in the world.
Okay.
Spanish came up. I was like, I'm going with Spanish.
Okay, it makes sense. What about Arabic?
Yeah. uh, I know Urdu, just like a tiny bit. I can understand Urdu, but Arabic is a little difficult because, see, with Spanish the letters are kind of the same,
Mm-hmm.
except the
Mm-hmm.
phonetic ones.
Mm-hmm.
But with Arabic, it's completely different, it's entirely different. Like, I'm not. It will be a little more difficult to learn.
Yeah, and it's really interesting that you mentioned because, for example, I'm learning Polish right now, and it's fun because it has the same languages as English, as Spanish, but once again with a little bit additions from time to time, and it sounds pretty much the same. And I wonder, there are so many languages out there that are totally different, and people are still learning them. And I was like, oh my God, you're amazing. And just before while I was preparing to our conversation, I was like, why did I started learning Arabic on Duolingo and why didn't I start learning Hindi? So, from your perspective, if I would go to start learning Hindi, what is something I should definitely keep in mind?
Oh, Hindi. Like, if when you go to learn Hindi, you'll see that a huge ton of words are derived from Hindi in so many languages. Like,
Mm,
in English we say mother, right?
mm-hmm,
That's in Hindi. Mata, or in Sanskrit Matri. So that's derived from there. You'll find a lot of similarities there.
Is it derived from English or from Latin?
Sorry, what? Hindi?
Latin, yes, yes.
Hindi
Yeah,
is Hindi is derived from Sanskrit.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it means that it will be easier for me to learn Hindi.
Yeah, it's much easier to learn Hindi than English.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It works. It works. Okay. I will
Yeah.
start. So
Yeah, because
after this conversation, you will see one more language on my Duolingo. It's so amazing. And yeah, thank you very much for sharing that. And let's start from the beginning. Tell me about your parents. Who are they?
my parents are, they're, my mom is a my mom is the home minister in Indian terms. My mom is the home minister, and my dad is the finance minister.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, he works with the government. He used to work with the government. He recently retired, and yeah, they're lovely people.
Okay, so if your mom is home minister and your dad is finance minister, what kind of minister are you?
I'm the mischief minister.
Can you repeat it, please?
I'm the mischief minister.
Okay. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that.
See, I'm the youngest in the family. I have two siblings, an elder sister and a brother. They're like they're 4 and 6 years older than me. So I'm like the the this little boy of the family who is getting all the things, who's getting pampered and everything. So yeah.
How does it feel to receive all the love from your family?
Yeah, it comes with it comes with its disadvantages. I have to do all the chores.
Yeah. And okay, so tell me about growing up with older siblings. How did it feel for you?
It's a mixed feeling. Sometimes you fight with them, sometimes you need something from them, so you go to them. But it's see, my elder sister is almost is more than 6 years older than me. So it's like whatever happens, I can go to her. I'll get a solution or something. Like when I was younger, when I was in school or I was in college, uh, I would ask her for things, and she'd like, okay, I'll think about it. And then eventually I'll get it anyway.
It's
So
so
yeah.
fun. And when you had those questions, did you always go to your sister or did you go sometimes to your mother?
It depends. It depends on what I want to ask. Like if it's something I want to get to my father, then I'll go to I'll go to my mother.
How did you decide what questions went to whom?
That's a simple process. Whoever comes the first in mind is the answer.
Okay, so kind of gut feeling, yeah.
It's a gut feeling, yeah.
It's interesting. Okay, so what is something that you would definitely go and ask your sister or brother, and what you would never ask your parents?
Oh, that's a tricky one. What I would ask my sister. Um, Maybe about love. Yeah, yeah,
Tell me more about that.
yeah. I haven't asked that question yet, so I'll definitely let you know as soon as I do.
Okay, okay. I saw that you were already asking some questions, and I'm curious, like, what kind of? Okay, so at least you are thinking about that. So, what kind of advice would you go for your sister? What kind of advice would you ask your sister?
She's not much of a like tech person, like gadget wise. Um, she likes to stay with what she has, and so maybe an iPhone. Yeah, but not the hottest one, just the normal one. Because
Okay.
then I'd get scolded.
Got it. Okay, so you're keep talking about your sister, and what about your brother?
Yeah, he's almost the same way. Yeah, like there are some things that I discussed with him, of course.
So it feels like you are more closer to each other.
Yeah, like are you talking about my sister, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, like if you are talking about sister and a brother, who do you have closer connections with?
It's kind of tough to answer. Like I have a different bond with the both of them.
Okay, so what do you like the most when you are talking to other people?
To other people, like in what sense?
Oh, if you meet somebody and you start a conversation and you lose yourself in this conversation, so what do you like the most about the conversation, about the process, about people?
Oh, I instantly like those people who are not like focused on proving themselves right. Like they don't have always they don't always have to be right, right? You can also be right. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you are wrong. But it's just a conversation. You don't have to be get angry. You don't have to get agitated. It's just a conversation. Laugh it off, and yeah, that's the kind of conversations I like.
But I feel like to have those conversations and to be this kind of person, you have to learn, because children are usually like, no, I'm right. No, you are wrong, etc. So I wonder, were you always this kind of person, or did you learn it somehow?
Like I learned it over time. There was a time in like what about 7 8 years back when I even further back like in till 2013 14 till my second year of college. I used to be like, okay, I'm right, and if I'm not right, I'm still right. Like I'll do anything to prove myself right. But like I learned it the hard way that that's not how you make a lot of friends. That's not how you like progress. That's not how you grow. So yeah, from there I started opening up, learning to let go of things, right? And if someone has a better perspective, if someone has a better understanding of a particular thing, I would I would like I would uh, uh, I'd say it out loud. Okay, I was wrong. You're right. I've learned something new. I'll say it out loud.
But it's hard. It's hard to, it's hard to understand, and it's hard to really say, okay, you are right. I understand that you're right. Okay, thank you very much for saying that. But do you remember when was the first situation that you really understood, like, okay, I'm not the only person. I'm not the only one person who's right. Maybe somebody else. Like, do you remember how it happened?
That actually I don't remember. It was more like a phase. It's like it eventually like slowly I got to that point.
It's interesting that you mentioned that, because I remember I was watching once Matthew McConaughey's like kind of small interview, and he's told that he was like filming in some kind of movie, and then producer came to him and like, Matthew, you are right, but there are different ways to be right. So there is not only one way to be right. And I was like, oh my god, it's so amazing how like it's so interesting, because people having different perspectives, people have different lives, they have different journeys, different cultures, and it's always and when you told about yourself, like when you like 7-8 years ago, you're like, I'm right, if I'm wrong then I'm still right. And I was like, I feel like I was kind of the same person some long time ago. And it's really interesting. I wonder if your mind changed when you started your community journey, or was it before the community?
uh, See, till I started, I started building communities back in 2014 actually.
Mm-hmm.
But that was like unofficial. I didn't know I was building communities. Like there was just gaming. I started that with my gaming buddies. Like two of them were for Counter Strike, and one was for not Game of Thrones, World of World of Warcraft.
Got it.
And the World of Warcraft community was the best community I built out of those three. Like it might still be running. I left it because I stopped gaming uh, in 2018. Like I stopped playing World of Warcraft, so it was on a private server, not the main actual server.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that community, I started it randomly. I was playing the Wrath of the Lich King. I don't know if how familiar you are with it. But
Yeah, yeah.
it was the last good expansion.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I was playing that, and it's a very cooperative game. You have to take help of others, right? You have to listen to others.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's when I started playing with a few people. We'll come online at the same time. We set up a small Discord server just for the 4 5 of us, and then it eventually grew. Like we started doing dungeons, we started doing raids, and when I left, it was about 2K members strong, and
Wow.
like most of them were pretty active, and I didn't even have to ask anyone to take the reins. People were happy to take the reins. People were so happy to take the reins. Like, yeah, I'll be the guild leader.
I'll do it. I'll do it. Okay.
And I also I talked to Avili this Tuesday, and I
Mm-hmm.
also told her that this I call one of my biggest community achievements, that I'm still connected with the a few of the members from that
Mm-hmm.
community. They also have left. They also have stopped gaming because some of them became mother. uh, they moved on to other games.
It's not an excuse. Let's face it.
So yeah.
What
Uh,
what did you like the most about your Stronghold guild in the World of Warcraft?
I didn't say the name.
I said it.
What did I like about it? See, most of the communities on that particular server,
Mm-hmm.
they were numbers. Like people were numbers in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like there was no personal bond in between the members.
Mm.
Here, they like let's say we are hosting a 25-man raid, and there always be more than 25 people in the voice chat. Always one or two will always be wreaking havoc in the voice chat who are not playing. And it won't be like somebody is yelling at someone else. If someone makes a mistake, we just redo it. We just tell them that this is what went wrong, and please don't do it again. Please don't do it again. Otherwise we won't be able to achieve the final, we won't be able to kill the final boss. So yeah, and like I it's not like that was my first guild. I had joined other guilds, and there it didn't matter how good of a person you are, or how good you are at talking to others personally, how good you are. No,
Mm-hmm.
how good your gear is, what's the number on your gear, what are your stats. That's all that mattered. That's all that mattered. Yeah. And here we kept a small portion for people who were not good. Like, let's say you just joined World of Warcraft. You have just joined. How would you have a good gear? So we'll take you in. We'll take you in those raids. Like,
Uh-huh.
you'll get that gear. So
Got
yeah,
it.
it was like that. So yeah, it was one of the biggest communities, one of the biggest guilds there, and yeah, one of the most human guild.
Yeah. It's so powerful. It's such a powerful story because, yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Sometimes games are just games and there are just numbers. Like, okay, if you're strong enough, you can join us. And we have no way, we don't care what kind of person behind. And since you had such strong connections, why did you stop playing?
Ah, I have had to work, like
Yeah, this
work got in the
crazy
way, like
adult thing. Yeah.
adult life. Yeah. See,
Ah.
the bigger reason was that since I sorry, I and a few other than a few other people, most of the folks were from either EU or USA.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
we had to keep the raid times very late at night for me.
Yeah.
So that becomes like a nuisance for me. It's not a fun thing to do anymore. It became a task. So
Yeah, I can understand that. And I
yeah.
wonder, what was the latest time you were still playing in front of the computer?
Are we talking about World of Warcraft or anything?
Yeah, let's talk about about raids on
Oh,
World of
that's
Warcraft.
2021. Yeah, like in COVID times, I joined retail again. Not
Hmm.
the old server that I was on. I joined retail, but I
Hmm.
didn't like it. I played for about a month or so, but yeah, that's about it. I didn't like it much, so I stopped. And
But you still have it on your laptop.
no,
Okay. Okay.
no, it's too tempting.
It's okay. You finished. You finished. I
Yeah, I'm
understand
done.
that.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like now sometimes I have two good friends, and I with them I play Halo 5
Hmm.
on multiplayer. That's it.
It's interesting, that you told also about Counter-Strike. And we just recently had a conversation with Richard Millington. He also loved playing Counter-Strike, and I asked him about his favorite map. So I wonder, what was your favorite map?
It was Dust.
Dust or Dust 2?
No, it was Dust.
Okay, it's so interesting because when you just talk about it, I clearly remember the whole map. So I remember how you can go from counter-terrorist, how you can go from terrorist side, where do you plant the bomb and all the stuff. So I wonder, what side did you like to play more?
See, it was a ethical conundrum for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
I always liked being the counter terrorist,
Mm-hmm.
but the thrill that that you get from being the terrorist, it's on a whole another level. Uh,
Tell me more about that.
so it's like you've planted the bomb. Like always, I'd always carry the bomb. Like anyone whoever has the bomb, give it to me. I'll plant it. I'll defend it. I'll plant the bomb. I'll take a position with a decent sniper, like whatever I would get, and I would just aim. And
Yeah.
there's a if you remember, there's a gate with a slight peak
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah.
Dust. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the most of the counter terrorists come from, and it's super easy to like. eliminate all of them. It's either that or open doorway on the right side. So it's super easy to defend that one.
I hated those people who were defending bombs in that space because it was just, and when they had the sniper rifle, it was just impossible. And if they were good with it, for sure, it was
Yeah.
just impossible to go through it. So yeah, it's crazy.
But since I used to be the one who did this, I would always when I was a counter terrorist, I would always like get a buddy, right?
Mhm.
Ask him to throw a stun grenade, right? Stun grenade first in, and then I'll throw a hand grenade. So that kind of disorients and
Yeah.
throws you out of your loop, right? And that's when you just go guns blazing. Like you do a shower, you'll see where you got the hit, and it's the two of you. It's even if he has a good sniper, it's gonna take him a few seconds to move through that. So
Yeah.
one of you is definitely bound to get him.
But one has to sacrifice.
One
Yeah.
has to be the decoy.
Leave me and go. But yeah, that's exactly what team play means. Yeah,
Yeah.
I totally get it. Okay, so let's move a little bit to yourself. What is the first memory of your childhood that comes to your mind right now?
It's it's not that good of a memory. Like I remember very things very vividly. The things that I do. So I was traveling to my hometown.
Mhm.
Like I have lived in Jaipur, Rajasthan for about 28 years, 28, 29 years. And from there, I was traveling by bus to my hometown.
Mhm.
So there's this tunnel, uh, not exactly a covered tunnel,
Mhm.
but it's very old, like made in the times of kings and queens.
Mm.
So it's very narrow, like two buses can barely pass through it. So we're sitting in the bus. There's a guy standing behind me. He has a small rabbit in his hand, a very cute rabbit, red eyes, right? So I'm looking at it, and suddenly the bus stopped with a halt, like, yeah, and it was an accident. So, so the next part is kind of gory because the driver was dead, of course.
Wow.
He had glasses embedded in his skull and in his skin all over,
Wow.
and other than him, people were safe, but we had to change bus. And the bunny, the why I remember this is one because of the impact, and second because the bunny jumped out of that guy's hands and in my lap. So I was like, what, what just happened?
Yeah,
So
I feel like it was very mixed feelings, you know?
yeah,
Like
yeah, but like I was very young, very young. Like I saw the man, I saw the driver. I have a very vivid image. I still have that image, but I was not old enough to comprehend what had happened. I
mm,
understood that the bus is down, it's not going anywhere anymore, but
mhm.
I didn't understand what had happened.
Yeah.
So that's why
Well,
it's still a funny kind of a funny incident for me.
yeah, it's good sometimes to not understand what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Got it. Got it. I totally agree. And I wonder, how do you know that you still have your inner child in you?
How do I know? Because people have told me. Stop
In
being a child.
in what situations they are telling you this?
In so many situations, like I talk a lot, right? I
Okay.
talk a lot. Like when I don't want to, I'll keep silent. I'll keep to myself. But when I talk, I can talk for hours on end without anyone, without any feedback, so without anything from the other side. I can talk for hours on end. So in that, I'll tease someone. I'll pull somebody's leg. Like it all goes in the conversation, and people will be like, stop behaving like a child, Akash. You're not a child anymore, Akash. What is, you're such a child.
Who says these things to you the most?
Um, Mostly my friends.
Are,
Like I don't.
are are they all grown ups already?
Yeah, they're all grown ups.
Oh my God.
They're all grown ups.
Have you ever told them, start being a child?
I have. I actually like. See, it's like that. Some of my friends are like me.
Mhm.
So if we all meet, it's like a playroom, a bunch of bunch of children playing together and having fun, wreaking havoc. Right? Anyone who comes in between will be mauled. Like I'll tell you about a recent event. I went to one of my really good friends' wedding, right?
Mhm.
And we were having fun, like we were having a music night, right? And a few more people who were not part of the group, of the closed group, came to join us. We were
Mhm.
like, we'll take a break from here, because see, we're the kind of people who like to involve everyone. Like
Mhm.
if Yuri is not part of the group and Yuri comes in, we'll talk to Yuri, and we'll have fun with Yuri, right?
Uh-huh.
But sometimes we make fun of Yuri, right? But we don't, since we don't know Yuri so good, we will refrain from that, so that
Mhm.
first we know how much Yuri can take, right?
Got it, got it.
Not
You're
everyone can take.
testing this person.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So we went away. We were like, let's not ruin the moment. It's going good. It's four guys against so many people. Some of them might get offended.
Okay.
Some of them might get offended. So yeah, it goes like that. So if we're very childish, if we all of us are.
And what do you do if somebody get offended?
Ah, it's not very good getting getting offended when we're making fun of you. It won't look good on you. Because see, when we're in that element, it's very hard to stop. It's very
Hmm.
hard to stop. And if you get offended, and if you say something to retort, you'll only get more of that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'll only get more of that, because we're so much in the flow.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like putting a cat on a leash.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Mm-hmm.
put that. Cat is gonna run anyway, whatever which way he or she he wants. So
Yeah, I understand it. And I understand that you're in this rush, some kind of like rage, like having fun. And I wonder if this newcoming person can offend any of you.
that's really hard. Like it's really hard. Unless that person gets super personal,
Hmm.
there's nothing we take offend at. Like we berate each other, and there's no limits to what we'll like how we'll berate. So unless that person gets really personal and gets angry, gets
Uh,
physical,
okay, okay.
I don't think you can offend us.
Okay, so if I hope sometimes I meet you and your friends, so I understand now. I know how I should act. Definitely. So not take anything personal and just have
Yeah,
fun with all of you. Just let my
don't take
inner
anything
child
personally.
play.
Whatever you have in mind, say it out loud. We won't take it by heart. We won't
Got
take
it.
it by heart.
It's a very great mindset, and it's really interesting. And the fun thing that when I joined an international world with folks from the US and folks from the Europe, it was a little bit hard for me because, like in Ukraine, usually if we feel that something is wrong, or if we want to give a feedback, we just do it right away. And I understood that not every person is ready to get that feedback, because sometimes people can be offended, even though I feel like, I'm doing it like from my heart. I want to help people. I want to like make them better, or something like that. And you also meet a lot of folks from the US and Europe and other countries. And from your perspective, what is the main difference between those culture and Indian culture?
Uh, um, See, Indian culture teaches you, first of all, it teaches you patience,
Mm-hmm.
because with our culture come a lot of I don't want to call them restriction, but I'm on the for the lack of a better word, we can call them restrictions or guidelines of
Mm-hmm.
sorts,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So they teach you patience, right? Uh, and like you just mentioned, the feedback, like,
Mm-hmm.
right. In US, how even a parent thinks before giving a feedback to their own offspring, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Here in India, you'll get an instant feedback with a good with a good amount of knowledge, it's and it's not like that you can just let it go,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to live there. You have to be with them. Like, because in India, we don't uh, like take to take a dialogue from someone else. We
Mm-hmm.
don't
Mm-hmm.
have to take an appointment to meet our own parents,
Got it. Got
right?
it.
So we most of the time we live with our parents, unless we have to, like let's say my parents live in Shapur and I have to work in some other city. Of course, I can that's not possible then. But yeah, we like to live with our parents, and that feedback thing, it stays on. It's always there,
Mm.
and we have learned to appreciate that.
And it sounds like it's also gives you a lot of wisdom with it, because if you receive many feedback from many different people, at some point you can understand, okay, so maybe that's exactly what is true, because people have different opinions, and somebody can like shout out jerk. It doesn't mean that you are a jerk, but if like 20 people shout out jerk, maybe something is in it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not, and it's not just our parents. Like, we'll listen to uh, other family members, like even some distant family members, if they have gained enough respect,
Mm-hmm.
we will listen to them also.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that this creates a big difference in the US, EU, and Indian.
Do you have to stop yourself from giving an honest opinion to folks outside India?
Uh, Not exactly. Like, I like to, you know, people say don't beat around the bush. I like
Mm-hmm.
to beat around the bush when it comes to certain people. Like, not all everyone from US or UK is that way. Like, not everyone will get offended, but you from your initial conversation, you'll get the understanding how what kind of person they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
let's say if I met someone immediately, like right now, I wouldn't give them a feedback, right? I'll just listen to them. I'll just see what they're doing, and yeah, I'll keep the feedback for me. Maybe if I do something of the sort, it will be a feedback for me. But if I've just met them, I wouldn't give them a feedback. But if I know them, I'll I understand what kind of person they are. I'll most probably beat around the bush and then get to the point. Like, okay, this can be maybe. Do you think it could be done that way? What do you think?
What do you think? Yeah. Yeah, I got it. You also learned this polite way of giving a feedback. I understand.
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
I can relate to that. It's still hard, but I also learning how to give a polite feedback so people not feel offended.
Yeah. Yeah. I still sometimes think that the way I answered, like this is why I hate texting,
Hmm.
because it's hard to express your emotions with text,
Hmm.
right? Let's say let's take the message I sent you a few days ago. Yuri, I have accepted your request on Instagram, just letting you know. It
Uh-huh.
was in the same tone, right? But it can be interpreted in multiple ways, like depending on Yuri's mood,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So that's one thing I don't like about texting. I forgot what
Yeah.
the question was. Sorry.
I can feel it. I can feel what you are talking about. And uh, sometimes, when I'm texting with my wife and we have some kind of misunderstanding, like if we're texting, it's crazy. Everyone is reading the messages in their own tone, in their own mood, in their own feelings. And then like, what did you say to me? No, I didn't say anything. And it's yeah, I totally understand what you're talking about. How do you feel about voice messages?
I find them better.
Hmm.
Like, because I can, the tone that tone that I use in the voice message, it shows almost the true intentions, right?
Hmm.
Like with
Hmm.
the face, it's the best, but even with the voice message is much, like I'd say 100 times better than a text message.
Who do you send voice messages to?
A few people, the founder of like the company I'm working with, and one or two friends.
Hmm. Hmm. Got it. What do you feel while playing the violin?
Calm.
Hmm.
Yeah, like I was torn in between guitar and violin,
Hmm.
because I also like guitar, but it's a very soothing and calm feeling playing violin. Yeah, I started doing it.
And it's totally different. You told about guitar, but guitar and violin is like totally different. Like from my perspective, guitar is more like this fun and all the stuff. Like when you company with people, and violin, it's more like there's right a lot of concerts and people listening to, it, but still it's like more like personal instrument. So I wonder, in what moments do you play violin?
uh, in what moments do I play violin? Like I have yet to play it for someone else.
Hmm.
I play it for myself whenever I feel like tangled up, right? Looking whenever I'm looking for a solution,
Mm.
and there's so many things going up in here, and it because it takes my mind away from all of that.
Mm.
It's a very calm feeling. Like I don't have any problems playing it for anyone else, but I have yet to learn that much.
Do you play it out of your mind, or do you have to see notes in front of you?
Initially, I used to work with the notes, but now it's like I've learned it.
Yeah. That's what I'm asking, like because if you are practicing for a long time, you definitely learn it by heart and you don't have to see notes. So I wonder how it works for you. And I also know that there are still some professionals, even for sure, they are still using notes, just because it's kind of like helping them to. So
Yeah,
I.
it's kind of in that sense it works as a reference.
Mhm.
Like when you're working on when you're playing a big song, when you're playing even like even the repeated songs, repeated, you know, we have played something again and again. You like to keep it as a reference for like maybe just maybe you have something to see, like, okay, yeah, I remember this, okay, I remember this, okay, 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 it's going good, it's going good, it's going good. Like
Got it.
if you notice, they they're constantly like this. They're constantly like this. They look up for a brief moment and then they're again like this. Like my
Yeah.
personal favorite is Lindsay Sterling and shit, I forgot his name. Sorry, I forgot his name, but yeah, I saw him first in he did a concert and he came in playing Pirates of the Caribbean,
Hmm.
and I was like taken aback. Like, damn, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not that good. I'm not that good. I'm not good at all. I just play simple poems, small, very small, simple poems, like the London Bridge is falling down.
I bet you're good. I bet if you are playing without using notes, I bet you're good. So just deal with it, Akash. Just deal with it. And once you wrote, it's never about the destination, it's always about the company. So who do you like to travel with the most?
Uh, okay, you're gonna have to keep this one off beat. uh, okay, let's do it in two parts. Okay. I like to travel with the founder of the one company I'm working with. That's
Mhm.
Aditya, right? And other than that, two two of my friends, the ones I play Halo with, and uh, the one that you cannot mention in the video is my girlfriend.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Yeah,
great. And do you play Hello with your girlfriend too?
no, sadly.
Okay, okay. I will ask you to share with her this moment. No, sadly.
Definitely. No, you cut this part, send it to me. I'll share it with her.
Deal, deal, deal. Okay. And this friend who you play Halo with and who you travel with, how did you meet?
We met because of gaming.
Hmm.
Like it's two people, and one of them was in my school in uh, like I switched to school, and I met him there, and we still connected through gaming. Like we used to go for Counter Strike to
Mhm.
a gaming zone, and the other person, I met him through a friend. Yeah, he bought. Their names are Arpit and Vipul. It will be easier that way. So, uh, one other friend of mine brought Arpit to the gaming zone,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's how I met him. Now the person who brought him is out of the scene, and he's
It's so fun, it sounds like when you see those movies when people go to the bar and they get their friends, and for you it's like this gaming zone. And I can definitely relate that. I remember how we went to this gaming computer clubs because we had not everyone had computers, or we didn't have computers, but there were a lot of computers in the computer club, and you can go and play together, and it was easier and it was fun. And yeah, I can imagine that. And yeah, it's such a crazy and nice memory. So I understand what you're talking about.
yeah.
And
Like on sorry to interrupt. On this, I would like to quote something that you always say, that people always connect best when they're laughing together. So yeah, like that's when we were at our best, when we were laughing together, even when killing each other. But
yeah, and not get unoffended. I understand
Yeah,
that. I understand. It's a crucial point when you laugh and then you're not getting offended because otherwise, no, it's no,
it's not that
don't
fun.
do that. Don't do that. Yeah, I understand. I saw a lot of photos of night sky or evening sky, and I wonder, how do you feel when you see lightning?
Lightning. I like it. Like people are afraid. People. I'm not saying they're wrong, but I like it. I have captured the like I have tried to capture and sometimes successfully captured the lightning. But it's not that easy. You have to keep the camera on and you have to be in like very lucky to get that. Like sometimes like on my phone it's 4K is only allowed for 5 minutes. So the recording will end and that's when the lightning will hit.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
will be a
exactly.
super beautiful pattern. It's a super beautiful pattern. Like there's a dark sky and there's a purple lightning with so
Uh-huh.
many branches running from it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's really beautiful. And how do you feel when you look at the night sky?
Uh, it's it's a very nice, calm feeling. Like with the moon right there, and sometimes if you're lucky enough, you get to see some stars also. Like but yeah, it's a nice feeling. You and if it's accompanied with a cold breeze, oh, it's just so peaceful.
Yeah,
Like
is
I really like night sky and the sunset.
mm.
I really love it.
Do you try to catch the sunset every day?
I try to. Sometimes I miss it because like it, sometimes like my room doesn't have a uh,
Hmm.
direct sunlight, so sometimes I'm on a call and I'll see, okay, there's still light, there's still time, and I'll turn around and okay, it's pitch dark.
Yeah, just a question of minutes and it's
Yeah, it's
gone.
a question of minutes. Yeah, it's like in 10 minutes time, it's from sunset to dark. So yeah.
Once you wrote on Twitter that you think it's easier to be angry than to be sad. Tell me more about that.
Um, that was a long time ago, right? See,
Not really, like a year ago or something like that.
uh, see, it's from a completely technical perspective. That was from a completely technical perspective. I had talked to a someone professional,
Hmm.
right? She's a friend, and we came to this conclusion, like from our talk, that getting angry is way easier. Like that's it's the first emotion that comes into your head. If you see something wrong, anger is the first emotion that comes into your head, right? And you try to compensate every other emotion with that,
Hmm.
right? Other than of course happiness. If you're uh, troubled, if you're confused, if you're sad, even if you want to cry, sometimes you instead of crying, you act out, you lash out on people, right? So
Hmm.
that's why I wrote that it's easier to get angry than to get sad.
Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. So it's like you kind of put it on others instead of like feeling it itself.
Right, right. Like feeling this the sadness, the it takes once. It takes you to understand your true emotions, what you're feeling, what you're actually feeling, right?
Mm.
And to get angry, it doesn't have to take it doesn't take anything. Like you can just get angry.
You're just angry and that's all, like,
Yeah.
oh.
Like Hulk said uh
Uh-huh.
in Endgame. Like Hulk said in the Endgame, I'm always angry. That's my secret.
Yeah, 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 exactly. It's so fun. And talking about crying, what can make you cry?
What can make me cry? Hmm, What can make me cry? Seeing a cat, seeing a animal hurt.
Mm.
That really, like, I don't know if it'll make me cry, but yeah, it makes me, sad and like very mushy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I understand. I understand. Also, once you wrote, also not that long ago, but be like cats, independent and always curious, and be like dogs, dependable and strong. Still, do you like dogs or cats more?
Uh, okay, my friends are gonna kill me for this one. I like both. I like both. Like, if it was possible, right now I'd have at least two dogs and two, three cats, if it was possible. But yeah, it's not so. Yeah, because I like dogs, cats, like except reptiles. I love all the animals. Like if a wolf wouldn't chew me alive, I would go pet it.
Yeah.
like
Mm.
like I in our friends group, the three of us, we say this a lot, that if you see that I've died on a mountain, just assume that I was saying, "Hey, kitty, 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 kitty," to a lion or a tiger.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine that. It's sort of scary, but yeah, I got the point. And this question when you are doing some, at least previously, there were popular some tests on internet. What kind of animal are you, or something like that? So, what kind of animal are you?
I like to believe I'm a human.
It's still humans, still animals. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The worst kind of animals, but yeah,
Okay, so except for human.
except for human. Oh, I would like to be. I like to be. Oh, I'd like to be a lion, but then again a cat, but then again like wolf, because they're so beautiful. The white fur, and they're so big, so powerful. But then again, lion is powerful. But
Yeah,
it has to live in summer climate.
I've
And
never I've never seen a lion was versus wolf fight, so nobody knows. Nobody knows who is kind of more powerful. But yeah, I get it.
yeah,
So
that's the I think that's the downside of liking almost every animal.
hmm, yeah, it's hard to choose like who's your favorite.
Yeah,
Everyone is
yeah,
my favorite. Yeah, I understand
yeah.
it.
Like I would want to be a penguin, at least for a day. They're so smart. They're so curious, and like if you have seen this video, the two groups of penguins, they're
Hmm.
crossing each other.
Hmm. Hmm.
They talk to each other. One of them goes with the wrong group. His friend goes, "Stop! Where are you going?" He takes him back to the group.
Yeah, I can. They just decided that it's better to go with them because most likely they were going to amusement park, and they're like, no, we are going to school, so come back, you stupid.
We're going to amusement park today. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. It's so fun. Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Akash, I really wish to have the sky as the limit to our conversation, but time is the limit. So let's jump to the rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Talk or listen?
Talk.
Spicy food or cuddling in winter?
Sorry?
Spicy food or cuddling in winter?
Cutting in winter after eating spicy food.
Yeah, that works. What are your favorite color and song?
My favorite song right now is Mirrors by Justin Timberlake. And my favorite color is like it's blue and black.
Mhm, mhm. If you were a superhero, what superpower would you have?
If I was a superhero, that would be to understand people better.
It's
Like
like understanding animals, but people.
I understand animal. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'd like to switch. I want to understand everything that all the animals can say.
Exactly, exactly. Who do you learn from in the community world? Name just one person.
Okay, if I'm naming just one person, that would be Carrie Melissa Jones.
Got it. And name two people who I should definitely reach out and have this conversation with.
Sangeeta Gupta and Avni Parekh.
Got it. And is there one question that I definitely should have asked you but didn't?
Huh. Uh, I don't have one. I don't have one.
I still have more of them, but it's time is the limit, not sky is the limit.
Yeah.
But I definitely have more questions. And yeah, Akash, I always thought that you're a very kind, nice, and fun person. And I still have my cheeks hurt after our conversation. We smiled and laughed so much. And I would love to be with you and your friends and have this fun together, because I can imagine it. I can imagine that it would be one of the best and funniest times ever.
You
And
bet.
I don't know. I just like you so much. So thank you very much for being such an amazing person and bringing your amazing energy to this community world. It's such a pleasure for me to have this conversation with you.
Thank you, Yuri, for inviting me to this community life stories. Oh shit. Sorry.
I won't cut it. I won't cut it. It works.
I got a spray in my leg. So yeah. So yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me and for the questions from the past and from the present. Some things that I had absolutely forgotten. Thanks for bringing them up, and yeah, thanks for a good 1 hour of just just laughter, and no business.
Yeah, that's how it works. Just laughter, no business. I love it. Thank you very much for phrasing that. And it was a little bit of past, a little bit of present, and we'll keep building our future together. So let's just continue doing it.
Nice, nice,
And
nice.
yeah, see you in the community world.
In the community world, Yuri.